Mark Bouris. He was on Celebrity Apprentice, right? And he started a business called Wizard, and now his business is Yellow Brick Road. So he told us a story about his journey into Wizard Home Loans. So he had a buddy, a guy called Kerry Packer, and he thought, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I reckon I need to get in bed, you know, nothing inappropriately there. Don't look at me like that, Donna. You know, when you've got a psychologist in the room, you always feel guilty, Cameron. You know they're always, it's like Mona Lisa's smile. I walk everywhere, she just keep looking at me. So I said, he's going to get in bed in business. Keep referring back to it, don't I? With Kerry Packer, because his father, he owned a business called Channel 9. And that home loans, it's all about getting eyes. It's all about speaking to the customer. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in business with the Packer family, because if I'm in business with them, I can advertise on their channel and I can get eyeballs, and away we go. So I spent a whole heap of time courting James, and James said, yeah, we like it. And they got some lawyers involved. They did a due deal and all this sort of stuff, and got accountants who are very, very, very importantly valuable. Lawyers, on the other hand, probably crooks, but the accountants did a lot of great work. And in the end, they agreed that the value of the business was $50 million. And that the Packer family were going to go in 50-50 and tip in 25 bricks. And James said, but before we do that, you've got to go and meet the old man. So Bouris tells a story of him in the waiting room, ready to meet Kerry Packer. Kerry Packer is quite a large, very intimidating man, the wealthiest man in Australia. And he walks in through the waiting room without shoes on, smoking a cigarette. Are you Bouris? Yeah, all right, in we go. So I go into Packer's office, and in Packer's office is about as big as this room. He's got pictures of, gazelles, in Africa having a drink where this big alligator comes out and chews its head off. A pride of lions ripping a buffalo's heart, He's like, oh God, I'm a little bit intimidated. Packer's got his feet up on the table, smoking a dart, giving himself and everyone lung cancer in the room, not really caring. No smoking signs anywhere. I don't care. I own the building. He said, all right, son, I'll do business with you, but I need to understand three things. Number one, what are you in the business of? He said, well, I'm in the business of home loans, Mr. Packer. He said, no, you're not. I said, well, yeah, it's Wizard Home. He goes, no, you're not. He goes, you're in the business of helping Australians realise their dream. I said, oh, it's not about. He goes, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Number two, you value the business at 50 mil. I reckon it's overs, but I will give you 25. I'll give you 25 mil on these conditions. The first, I'll write you out a cheque for 25 right now. You're going to give me 15 mil back. He goes, what? He goes, yeah, I'll give you 25 right now. You write me a cheque for 15 back, and we'll call that prepaid advertising on Channel 9. It's 3 years of prepaid advertising, real dirt cheap. He goes, okay. He said, second condition, at the end of year 3, you're going to write me another cheque for 10 mil. He goes, what, I'm going to give you all the money? He goes, yes, shut up. That's another 2 years of prepaid advertising, significantly discounted. And what Packer had done is he changed his net worth he moved an asset into income. So Packer's business is valued at a multiple of earnings, So he's taken an asset, turned it into income and profit, and increased his net worth. And he said, the third thing we're going to do is at the end of 5 years, we're going to sell this business for 500 mil. It's 50 mil today, we'll sell it for 500 in 5 years. And if we don't do that, if we don't agree to that, I'm not going into business with you. He said, okay. And he said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Got a piece of paper and drew a map. Today, 5 years' time, this is how we get out. So I argue, and guess what happened? 5 years' time, they sold their business to GE for 500 million. Now, at that stage, Packer and Bouris had 50% between them, but hey, they both took 125. Not a bad whack. So I argue, if it's good enough for Packer, and it's good enough for Bouris, I reckon it's good enough for us.